Hello, everyone, and thank you very much for joining us at Peru's best kept secrets that we're going to unlock today in this webinar. My name is Claudia. I'm the General Manager of Rothschild Safaris. I've been in travel for as long as I can remember. I think it's about 30 years by now. And I spent 3 of those years in South America, where I worked as a guide, mainly in Peru. My fondest memory of my time in Peru was getting lost in Cusco's small alleyways, the local restaurants, trying out ceviche, and of course the odd pisco sour, Peru's cocktail. A few housekeeping rules for this webinar. The webinar is recorded. Your mics have been turned off, but feel free at any time to put any questions into the Q&A or in the chat, and we will answer them at the end of this webinar. There's also time at the end of the webinar to ask any questions if you have them then. We have 2 speakers today, and I will be introducing the first one to you now. On this photo, you see Ruthie. Ruthie is our most senior travel designer. She has been with Rothschild Safaris for 11 years. Ruthie has traveled through Peru and the rest of South America extensively, and her time spent at Machu Picchu, the scenery and the ability of the Incas to build such grand buildings in such a remote location is absolutely awe-inspiring. Our second speaker for today is Aimee, who you see on this slide. Aimee has also traveled South America extensively. She crossed Peru from top to bottom, from left to right. And as you can tell here, this is Aimee on the Inca Trail. Aimee is an avid hiker. She has actually climbed Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania in Africa, but she said to me that climbing the Inca Trail was truly magical. If you were to ask me, why Rothschild Safaris? Quite a few reasons, actually. We started the business over 25 years ago in the basement of an apartment in Colorado. Leora Rothschild started the business there. And nowadays we have headquarters still in Colorado, and we've also got offices in Johannesburg and in Australia. Throughout all those years, we've amassed quite a large following. 70% of our clients have either traveled with us before, or they've been referred to us by people that have traveled with us before. And if you were to ask me, well, what do you actually do? We create tailor-made journeys, luxury, high-end journeys. We listen to you, our clients, what your requirements are, what your wishes are, what your dreams are, and then we make those come true. We choose our partners that we work with carefully. They need to be committed to conservation just like we are. We want to give back to the local communities, the areas that the partners are located in. We've been fortunate enough to have won the World's Best Safari Outfitter Travel and Leisure Award 5 times. And often our clients remark one of the reasons that they choose to travel with us is our 24/7 assistance whilst you're traveling for your peace of mind. And with that, I'd like to hand over to Ruthie, who will tell you all about why you should travel to Peru.
Thank you, Claudia. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm really excited to see this interest in Peru, as it truly is a fascinating destination. Peru is a melting pot of cultures blending the Incan, Spanish, and indigenous influences. And of course, the culinary options will delight everybody. Peru is easy to travel to. It's just an hour behind New York, so it's in the central time zone. It takes about 6.5 hours on a nonstop flight from Atlanta, for example. It is a malaria-free destination except for the Amazon basin. You can visit Peru any time of the year, and we can discuss which month best suits your travel needs. The diverse landscapes of Peru is truly remarkable. You have the Cosmo City of Lima, the Sacred Valley with mountains and rivers, the beautiful turquoise lakes, the jungles of Machu Picchu, the desert that extends from the south of Peru all the way to the Atacama Desert in Chile, the beaches in the north for surfing, and of course the Amazon rainforest. So who should travel to Peru? Well, everyone should travel to Peru sometime in their life, and we hope that this webinar inspires you to put Peru on your bucket list. We do recommend children from 12 and older just because it is a bit of hiking and walking, and we just feel like the younger children, it's a little bit harder on the younger children. Adventure seekers will love Peru. There's hiking, horseback riding, river rafting, zip line, or just simply explore the diverse landscapes and the culture. It's a photographer's dream with vivid colors everywhere from scenery, the culture, the textiles, and the food presentations. As you see in this webinar, all of the pictures are so vivid, and this is why the photographers love this destination. Foodies are going to love Peru because there are so many good restaurants. Some of them are famous in Lima, as well as having meals with the locals and experiencing some cooking classes. Peru is located in about the middle of South America, and you can see on the right slide, most of the places that you will visit are going to be in the south. If you go to the Amazon basin, then that's going to be in the north. And now I'd like to turn this over to Aimee, and she's going to talk to you about the classic destinations of Peru.
Thank you, Ruthie, and welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I am delighted to discuss the classics for our classic Peru itinerary that we recommend. Our itineraries, your international flights will all arrive in Lima, just as Ruthie had explained, about a 6-hour flight from Atlanta. You would spend a couple of nights in Lima, allowing you an opportunity to explore the culture and the foodie scene. After spending some time in Lima, you would fly directly then from Lima to Cusco before journeying then to the Sacred Valley. The Sacred Valley is the perfect place to rest after arriving in Cusco and allows you an easier adjustment to the altitude while also enjoying the beautiful scenery that it provides. Just for reference, Cusco is at 11,000 feet. And the Sacred Valley and Machu Picchu rest between 8,000 and 9,000 feet. So it's real important to spend a little time resting and adjusting to that altitude. After spending some time in the Sacred Valley, you would then take your journey to Machu Picchu. There are various ways that you can visit Machu Picchu. One of those ways is you can travel round trip on the train. We have the beautiful Vista Dome, which has an open car and roof where you can see the beautiful scenery. And then also the Hiram Bingham train, which is also a fun experience, luxury experience. The train takes a scenic ride along the Urumba River. And arrives at the little village of Aguas Calientes, which is at the bottom of the Machu Picchu citadel. Another option that you can do to travel to Machu Picchu is, if you're interested, you would take the train part of the way, and then you can take a short one-day Inca trail hike where you would be able to traverse on the old ancient Incan roads and enter the Machu Picchu citadel through the Sun Gate. And of course, for those adventure travelers like Ruthie talked about, you can certainly opt for a classic 4-day Inca trail hike over the Andes, also with a return on the train. After your visit at Machu Picchu, you would then return to Cusco, where you can enjoy the vibrant markets and historic square. Cusco is known as the Inca capital. It was the furthest point that the conquistadors were able to make it. Thus, they have a lot of Spanish and colonial architecture. As you can see in the photos here showing Ruthie in her visit to Rainbow Mountain, or hike to Rainbow Mountain, and there I am on the Inca Trail with my hiking poles. Here's a beautiful, vibrant picture showing the Cusco Cathedral, which, again, the Spanish colonial architectural influence that's there. Cusco has a lot of great restaurants and areas around the main square to sit and watch the daily activities and the Inca people. And finally, too, here's a photo that shows you the colorful streets and the artisan markets. This one's located near Cusco in the Ollantaytambo area. it's a great place to explore and find some great hidden treasures. Next, I'm going to turn it back over to Ruthie, and she's going to talk with you about some of the other destinations where you can enhance your trip.
Thank you, Aimee. Yes, there are a few places you can go either before your trip to Cusco and Machu Picchu. We can start with Lake Titicaca. Lake Titicaca is the highest navigable lake in the world, and it's full of rich culture and, of course, the unique floating islands. You can go to Lake Titicaca after visiting Machu Picchu and Cusco because it is at a higher elevation. It's at about 11 to 12,000 feet. The Amazon basin is another option you could choose to go to either before or after. Let me just step back for a second. Lake Titicaca you can get there either by train or by plane. To go to the Amazon basin, you would need to fly there from Lima. So you can go either before your trip or after. Now, the Amazon basin is in the remote wilderness and is one of the most untouched biodiverse regions on the planet with very few tourists. So it's definitely worth a visit if you're interested in going there. The Nazca Lines are located in the south of Peru in the Peruvian desert, and this is where you would find over 700 geoglyphs. You can do this also as well at the beginning or the end of your trip. And then finally, we have Arequipa and the Colca Canyon. Arequipa is known for its white city. It was built with the white volcanic rocks, and it is the gateway to the Colca Canyon, which is the second largest canyon in the world. The largest canyon is in China, and this canyon is about 11,000 feet deep. Here we have the traditional Totora boats at Lake Titicaca. These are made from the Totoro reeds, which are the same reeds that make the floating islands of the Uros Islands. Here we have the Amazon luxury boat that Rothschild Safaris works with. And this boat is going to offer you a little bit of luxury in the rainforest. You're going to wake up to the sights and the sounds of the Amazon and truly be immersed into the rainforest. These are the Nazca Lines that are built on this. They're sketched into the mountainside in the Peruvian desert. Again, that was the geoglyphs. This is the Colca Canyon. That is just a drive away from the city of Arequipa. And Arequipa, with the beautiful mountains in the background, it is truly a beautiful destination. I'm going to turn back over to Aimee, and she's going to talk to you about all the culinary delights that you might get to enjoy in Peru.
Great. Thank you, Ruthie. The culinary scene is amazing. As Ruthie talked about earlier, Lima has many world ranked restaurants, several Michelin star restaurants that are very well known. You have an opportunity to, experience the bold flavors. You can do this in Lima, like we were talking about, and then also you can do this in the Sacred Valley. They also offer delicious ancestral cooking using ancient potato and corn varieties. And then in the Amazon basin, there's lots of local fish and exotic fruits. So a lot of unique, bold flavors throughout all of the various regions throughout Peru. Just a few fun facts about the foods that they have in Peru. Peru is home to over 4,000 different varieties of potatoes. Many are found in the Andean highlands and come in a variety of shapes, sizes, and colors. They also have over 50 different varieties of corn, which is attributed to the country's various climates throughout, and the Inca's experimentation with corn cultivation. Here in this photo just kind of gives you an idea of the vibrant celebration of the Peruvian cuisine. You can see the potatoes and the corn and the fish, ceviche, which they're very well known for as well. Looks delicious. Next, I'm going to turn it back over to Ruthie, where she'll talk about some of the authentic encounters our itineraries offer.
Thank you, Aimee. Yes, so along your journey when you're in the Sacred Valley, you are going to encounter ancient farming traditions and possibly meet the potato whisperer. As Aimee mentioned before, there are 4,000 varieties of potatoes, and the potato whisperer is one of the farmers that is cultivating those potatoes. If you love jewelry, then you'll need to meet Esther in Cusco. She has some very beautiful, unique masterpieces that I'm sure you would love. And then for chocolate lovers, you won't want to miss the chocolate tasting and the cooking classes. We can arrange those both in Lima and Cusco. Here we have the pictures of the farmers, the traditional wear, the ponchos, and doing their potato harvesting. And a couple of beautiful pictures of Esther's jewelry, which again, I mentioned you can find in Cusco. And then you have the chocolate making class.
Yum.
One of the things that is very popular in Peru is to do coffee tasting. So you go to a Peruvian coffee bar and you get the chance to taste all the different types of coffee beans and coffee. You will also have the chance to go to the Quechua community and see the ladies making the textiles. Also in these communities, you can have the option to buy their textiles right from them. So it's a really wonderful experience to see this right in front of you. If you're an adventure seeker, then you'll probably want to do some quad biking to see the Maras and Maras. It's about a half-day adventure. You ride the quad bikes and then you go to the Maras and More. Here we have the coffee bar where they're going to do the coffee tasting. You'll taste the chocolate beans, drink your coffee, taste the coffee, and maybe pair it with some chocolates. And here we have a picture of the Quechua woman making the blankets. And this is the adventure to the Maras and More if you want to go on the quad bike. You can also visit the Maras and More by vehicle, but this is just a little extra adventure that we can put together for you. I'm going to turn back over to Aimee, and she's going to talk to you about our exclusive trip to Peru that we have put together for July of 2026.
Great. Thank you, Ruthie. Yes, we are going to be hosting a group trip, which is going to be an exclusive journey throughout Peru for July of 2026. This particular group itinerary will be hosted by a Rothschild Safaris representative. It will allow you an opportunity to experience all of the different cultures, authentic encounters, as Ruthie talked about. The trip will begin in Lima, and then you will spend a little time there, traveling then to the Sacred Valley, and then, of course, having an opportunity to visit the ancient citadel of Machu Picchu before concluding in the Incan Empire of Cusco. Next, I'm going to kind of go over kind of some of the details of the itinerary just to kind of give you an overview. Like we mentioned, the itinerary will start in Lima. You'll spend 2 nights at the Country Club Hotel in central Lima. You'll have an opportunity to visit one of the local museums, experiencing the culture and the wonderful coffee and chocolate tasting experience that Ruthie talked about. After your stay in Lima, you would then fly from Lima to Cusco, which is the airport closest to the Sacred Valley and Machu Picchu area. You would spend 3 nights at the Inca Terra Hacienda Arumba in the Sacred Valley. This will allow you an opportunity to spend some time visiting the local ruins, the salt mines, the Maras and More, and the Ollantaytambo archaeological wonders as well. And again, enjoying some of the delicious cuisine while you're there as well. It's a beautiful property set within the Sacred Valley. Followed by your stay in the Sacred Valley, you would make your journey or make your way to Machu Picchu on the train or the hike, whichever you prefer, spending 1 night at the Sumac Hotel, which is located at the base in Aguas Calientes at the base of Machu Picchu Mountain, right along the Arumba River. After spending time at spending one night there at Machu Picchu, and then you would then take the train back to Cusco, where you would have an opportunity to stay at La Inglaterra La Casona in Cusco, which is located right off the Zambala Square that we had talked about a little bit earlier in the photos. It's very vibrant and a great place to unwind after your journey to Machu Picchu. After you've finished your stay and some cultural and authentic encounter experiences, and if you want to do a little shopping with Esther, you would then fly back to Lima, where you would catch your international flight to go home. And next, I'm going to turn it back over to Claudia, where she's going to talk about the different services that we offer.
Great, thanks. We create your entire itinerary for you, but next to that, of course, we're there every step of the way. We can help you with advice about which flights to book, and we make sure that they obviously align perfectly with your itinerary. We highly recommend that you take out travel insurance to protect your investment, and we will assist you with getting the right plan for that as well. We have a team of travel professionals that are there every step of the way to answer any questions you might have. And as I mentioned earlier, 24 hours assistance while you're traveling for your peace of mind. Some of the questions that we often get asked. You are going to be traveling to remote and quite rural areas. And we often get asked, is Peru actually safe to travel there? Ruthie, what would you say?
Yes, Claudia, Peru is safe for travelers, especially when you travel with Rothschild Safaris. We do customize all of our trips, whether you're going to do it with 2 people or you're going to join our exclusive trip, you will be accompanied by a guide the whole time. In Lima, you're going to have private transfers and a guide is going to be with you for touring around Lima. And then when you arrive in the Sacred Valley, the guide is going to meet you and stay with you for the entirety of your trip from the Sacred Valley to Machu Picchu and all the way back to Cusco. So you'll be in the safe hands of our representatives in Peru.
Brilliant, thanks. Aimee, how physically demanded is it actually to go and climb Machu Picchu, to go to Machu Picchu?
Well, the difficulty really lies with the altitude and hiking and the steps at Machu Picchu. So acclimatizing to that altitude is really important. So it can be a little bit physically demanding for some, but as Ruthie has just mentioned, you will be with a private guide and can certainly go at your own pace.
Great, thanks. What about the accommodation in Peru? Is it luxurious, Ruthie?
Oh yes, Peru definitely has some luxurious accommodations. We have been to Peru and visited different lodges, and we have chose some of the best small boutique accommodations that fit in with our ethos. So you will have the chance to have some luxury while you're in Peru.
Right. And then another question that we often get asked is whether our itinerary can be customized to suit any dietary preferences, perhaps some mobility limitations, or if you've got any special interest in archaeology or perhaps photography. Can we customize it?
Absolutely. Aimee? Yes, absolutely, Claudia. All of the above. When the information is provided, whether we keep it in your profile or you answer some questions about some of your preferences or any mobility or any concerns that you might have, we will share that information with our partners in Peru, and your guide will be notified as well.
Brilliant. Thanks. Let me unmute everyone in case anybody has any questions. Feel free to ask. Does anybody have any questions? Jeff is asking, how many people on this tour? Ruthie.
Yeah, this tour is for 12 people max.
Great. Brad is saying great session, very informative. Thank you. Any chance of doing something similar for Patagonia? Ruthie?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's on our list. And if you're talking about a webinar, yes, we're going to do a webinar on Patagonia as well.
Brilliant. And I see typing is happening. Thank you very much. Beautiful photography and good information. Thank you. I've heard Machu Picchu has become over touristy. Aimee, what's your take on that?
Actually, they limit the number of permits. You can only enter on permit or with a special guide now. So they have limited the number of people who can enter the Citadel each day. So that has really cut down on the level of tourism. So it's really great that we do have a private guide for both of your visits. You have one on arrival day and you have one on the second day after you've spent the night there. So you have a great opportunity to really have one-on-one and them take you and be able to, like we said, spend your own time visiting all the sites throughout.
And I can say something about that as well. The way that we design these itineraries are so that you're visiting Machu Picchu in the least crowded times. So when you arrive there on the first day, you have your entry in the later in the afternoon, which is the least travel time. And then if you do choose to enter again the next morning, you will go early, probably leave your hotel at 7 o'clock. So you're there at 8. And that's, one of the things we do know about Machu Picchu is how to avoid the crowds.
Thanks. Frank is asking, are Lake Titicaca, the Amazon Basin, the Nazca Lines, and Colca Canyon all add-ons?
Yes, those are all add-ons. You can add them on to our exclusive trip, or if we customize a trip for you, then you just let us know what you'd like to add on, and I'll design it in a way that it fits best with your itinerary.
And the next question, Aimee, for you, is enjoyment of the site very weather dependent?
That is why we want to make sure that you have 2 visits to the site, whether it's the afternoon or the morning on the second day. It can be weather dependent. You can see in the photo here the clouds rolling in, but it's still very beautiful and very magical, even if it's cloudy with sun coming out. It does vary, but again, like Ruthie had mentioned, we would work, and if you wanted to do a customized trip, work with, the best times of year to go there, so that you can have the best experience.
Great, thanks. Any other questions? Is there a wetter season?
Yes.
Ruthie?
Yes, the wetter season is going to be December to March, and it's also the less crowded season.
Great. Aimee, if you hike to Machu Picchu, do you camp overnight? And I think it is meant for the 4-day hike.
Right, for the 4-day trail hike, so it's 3 nights camping, 4 days hiking. That is an overnight where you would camp. There's designated places along the trail that you are allowed to stop for an overnight. If it's the 1-day hike, no, it's just 1 day.
Right. And whilst you're talking about Machu Picchu, Aimee, do you suggest taking walking sticks?
Yes, you can take them if you want. You can actually rent them while you're there as well. So it's really a personal preference. There are a lot of steps, like I mentioned before. So whatever is going to be most convenient for you.
Right. And on the 4-day Inca Trail, Aimee, sorry, I keep bombarding you with the Inca Trail.
No, it's okay. All good.
Do Sherpas accompany you on the 4-day hike?
Yes, you have porters, you have cooks. Everything is packed up and they go ahead of you, and they're all set up by the time you get to the stopping point for the day.
Right. Another question, Ruthie, what is your recommendation? What are the best months to go to Peru?
Yeah, so the best months are going to be May through October. If you travel between, say, July and August, then you are June and maybe until early September, that is going to be the peak season. And of course, that's going to be when the most people are traveling. If you're looking for the similar experience, but want a little bit less people around, then I would suggest either May or October.
Great, thanks. Let's see. There's more typing going on. Are you responsible for bringing your own camping gear, Aimee? And how far do you hike roughly each day?
You are not responsible for bringing your own camping equipment. It's all provided for you. The only thing that you're responsible with worrying about is a day pack that would have a jacket, your camera, light carrying items. They handle everything else for you. And I'm sorry, what was the second part of the question there?
How far do you hike each day roughly?
It varies. On most days, it's anywhere from 8 to 10 kilometers per day.
Great. Any further questions? Yes. Thank you. Anybody else? Can we answer any other questions for you? Brilliant.